deadlock on RuneScape where you just can't afford the upkeep on your accounts. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make 5 million gold per hour on RuneScape. Alright guys, so we are going to be starting off with a 10 mil cash stack here, and what we're going to do is buy from local NPCs, and then we're going to be selling those items that we bought on the Grand Exchange for a profit. There are actually many places to do this, however today I'm going to show you guys my top 3, and we're going to be starting with the NPC, the Ranging Guild Master.
At the Ranging Guild, all sorts of items are sold, but the items that we're most interested in are the arrow tips. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is head over to the Grand Exchange and check prices. So the items that we need to check prices for are the rune arrow tips, the adamant arrow tips, the mithril arrow tips, and the steel arrow tips. For those who aren't familiar, in order to check the prices, all you have to do is buy one of the items at max price, and then when you're going to sell those items, you will sell one underneath that max price to get your sell price. So if we're following by example here, now that we're doing the steel arrow tips, you can see that since the price bought was 36 coins, you would list your sell price as 35 coins, and that's how you know how much each one is worth. It is important to keep track of all these numbers, so if I were you, I would just write down the sell price of these 4 items. Once you got all your prices, we're gonna head over now to the Ranging Guild, and I'm gonna show you guys what to do next. So now we're basically gonna do the same thing but backwards. Now we want to buy as many as about a 10 to 20 gold difference from what you are going to sell, so you give yourself at least 10 to 20 gold per profit. So I'm just gonna put up the Grand Exchange history from earlier on the screen so it's easy for me to do this price checking. You can also do the same thing, just screenshot this instead of write everything down individually. I find it makes it a lot easier. So just to explain one more time clearly, we can buy up to the rune arrow tips until it hits around $274 in price. So you would buy them 5 to 10 at a time until you get close to that price. You would then do the same thing for adamant, mithril, and then steel arrows tips. This is fully dependent on the market, so make sure every time you go, you're reprice checking so that you don't lose any money. Now today, in this current video, I was actually able to buy out all of the steel, all of the mithril, and all of the adamant arrow tips because the current market value was so high for all these items, but it may be different depending on the day, so make sure you price check always. Once you've finished price checking all of your numbers, you're just going to want to keep an eye on the numbers that you see there, so you don't have to remember every time and continuously clicking. So in my case, I know to buy down to 115 rune arrow tips and 0 of the rest of the 3. Now we know all of our numbers, so the only thing left to do is go and spend all of our 10 mil on all of these arrow tips. So you're just going to hop worlds and go one by one and clear out the store, keep going over and over until you get to 0 gold. Alright guys, so it's been approximately 48 minutes here, and I'm almost at the end of my 10 mil. I have 28,000 left. So once I finish through this last little bit here, I will be going to the Grand Exchange to price check these items and sell them and see what we made. Alright, so we're here at the Grand Exchange. We ended up with roughly 60,000 steel arrow tips, 81,000 mithril arrow tips, 14,000 rune arrow tips, and 61,000 adamant arrow tips. So now we're going to go ahead and price check the items like I taught you guys in the beginning. We're going to buy one at max price and then sell one underneath it. I'm going to go ahead on my own time here and put them all in, and I will come back to you guys once they're all finished, and I'll give you guys an update on what we've made. Alright guys, it looks like we've sold through everything here. You can see the mithril tips went from about 40, 39 each. The steel arrow tips went for 25 each. I got some out at 42, but like for video purposes, I wasn't trying to really wait all day. I wanted to get this video out, but you could have just waited there if you wanted to at 55 each, which you saw in the clip there. The rune arrow tips we were able to get out at 268, and the adamant arrow tips were actually the best one with 127, 119, 108, and we actually got some out at 154 each as well. So that was a huge portion of our profit. Again, you're gonna have to make sure you guys look at the market and see which one's the best, but today it was definitely the adamant arrows. So how much did we make? Let's do a price check. We ended up with 15.395 mil, which made us around 5.4 mil in under 1 hour.
I will buy a rune scimitar and keep it in my inventory for every like that this video gets. So like this video to bring me pain. So moving along now to the second NPC. This NPC is going to be the cook in the Warriors Guild.
The only requirement that you will need for this money making method is having access to the Warriors Guild, which most of you should already have as it's one of the first guilds that people unlock. Alright, so the first thing we're going to want to do is price check our items that we're going to buy. These items are going to be the potato with cheese and the plain pizza. So in order to do this, what you're going to do is buy 1 potato and cheese and 1 pizza, and you're going to make sure that you buy them at max price. For those of you that are unfamiliar with price checking, we are buying them at max price because you will be able to sell these one under the price that's shown in the GE. So if you're following my screen here, once we get the plain pizzas and the potatoes with cheese, you will be able to sell the plain pizzas for 649 coins, and you will be able to sell the potato with cheese for 349 coins. It is important that you either remember this information or write it down so you can keep track of your profit margins as we move into the next step. Now that we've got our margins, we are ready to go over to the Warriors Guild and test this out. The best way that I found to do this is to just use your combat bracelet, as you will just arrive right outside. What you're going to want to do when you get there is just go all the way to the back. On the left side should be the bank, and on the right side behind the potions lady is the person we're looking for, and he will be the one that we can buy the pizzas and the potatoes with cheese. Alright, so once we get to him, we're going to price check both the potatoes and cheese and plain pizzas to kind of guess what our margins will be for each one that we sell. Alright guys, I'm just gonna put it up on the screen here, but the plain pizza costs 48 coins from Lydio, and it actually sells for 650 coins on the Grand Exchange. So you're looking at about 600 gold for every plain pizza, and we're going at about 9 GP for potato with cheese to 350 coins. So if you're doing this at every location, you're making like almost 10,000 gold per click per store, as long as they have them in stock. It's also really fast and easy because, as you can see, the bank is like right there. So all you have to do is hop world to world, grab your pizzas, grab your potatoes, bank them, and continue doing this process, and you will be making lots of GP. For educational purposes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this for 1 hour so that we can see how much money that we can make in an hour. Alright guys, it's been roughly 57 minutes and I was able to clear through about 600k worth of goods. So we're almost at the end here. I'm just going to buy down to around the 600k mark so that we can have like a perfect rounded off number. Alright, so at the end of this hour we ended up with 12.8 thousand potatoes and cheese and 8,500 pizzas approximately. Let's take those pizzas and sell them on the GE and see how much we've made. Okay, so there's 2 ways of going about doing this. The first way is to be like the way that I said before, where what you're going to want to do is buy one at max and sell just 1 gold under it and wait for it to sell. The second way is you can actually sell one at the lowest price. Hear me out. So you sell one at the lowest price and you match that price, and this will make it so that you sell it instantly. Obviously there are pros and cons for each, because if you do the lower price you're getting less money, but if you do the higher price then you're waiting longer. However you want to do it is up to you. For the video purposes, I waited about half an hour and then sold the rest at the lowest price. So theoretically speaking, we probably would have made even more money had we waited longer. Alright guys, I'm here. I got the last bit of pizzas, just like 5,000 left. I'm just gonna sell them at lowest now because I want this video to go out by the end of the day. So we sold the pizzas and the potatoes and cheese here. We sold them at 634, and then when I got tired of waiting, 582, and then we sold the potatoes off as well. So the total profits for this one is, holy crap, 7.9 mil. So we made 7.9 mil in under 1 hour.
So you guys are definitely going to want to try this method. Alright guys, so let's move on to the third method now.
This is actually one of the methods that I use to maintain my bonds, as I find this method the most relaxing and easy. We're going to be doing pineapples. So to do this, what you're going to want to do is buy a pineapple at a high price, as high as you can, and then you're going to want to sell that pineapple at the lowest price. Once you do this, you can go into your history of the Grand Exchange and you can see what roughly you can sell and buy this item for. So here you can actually see we can instantly sell these pineapples at 243 coins. Or if we choose to wait, we can put in our best offer at 261 coins. It is important to save this information so you know how much money you're going to make per pineapple. So you can either screenshot the page, which is what I like to do, or you can write it down somewhere on your computer. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is get a Catherby teleport and a Ring of Wealth. The Ring of Wealth is so that when you're done, you can go back to the Grand Exchange just by teleporting back. So we're gonna go ahead and teleport to Catherby now, and once you get there, it's actually, you can see the bank is right here. You're gonna walk your way down to the dock, all the way to the end, past the actual general management shop, and you'll see a sailor in blue. Trade this sailor, and surprise, surprise, he sells pineapples. I'm gonna go ahead and put up on the screen now what the GE prices were. But yeah, as you can see here, we actually make a lot of money. We are going to be buying pineapples from 5 coins to about 12 coins. I think that's the highest price that they are worth. And we're going to be selling them for 263 coins. So that's actually 250 gold per pineapple at 15 pineapples. That's a lot of money per store. But it actually gets even better than this. Unlike the other methods that I've shown you in the past, there's actually more than one place that you can do this, making this probably the best money maker to achieve and maintain your bonds. So as you can see here, all you have to do is when you're finished the worlds in Catherby, instead of waiting for stock to replenish, you would just use the charter and make your way over to Port Khazard. And in this island, it's actually even faster to get your pineapples. You only have to walk about a 15 to 20 tile radius, so you can clear this island as well. But it actually doesn't even end there. If you take the charter over to Land's End, the same thing will happen. You'll actually be able to trade the crew member there. You'll be able to buy your pineapples, and it's the same thing. The bank is so close, it's like a 15 tile radius, and you can go ahead and clear all 3 of these islands, and every time at least one of these 3 islands will have pineapples. Normally I just switch between the first 2 places because the bank's so close, but if you find there's a lot of competition and you still want to do the pineapples, you can even go to Port Perskilius or Perskiliaros, wherever that place is called. The bank is a little bit further, but the end result is still the same. You will get pineapples, and they will be 250 gold a piece. Alright guys, so now that we've got that out of the way, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go and do this method for 1 hour so we can get an idea of roughly how much money you can make from this in just 1 hour. Alright guys, my timer just went off and I've actually been doing this for about an hour. I actually stayed here at Khazard for pretty much the entire time. There wasn't much competition. I don't know if it'll be the same after this video, but for me there wasn't much competition at all. But we got 8,800 pineapples, and I only spent like 70k gold. So yeah, we're gonna go see how much money we can make with these pineapples now. Alright guys, so I'm here at the Grand Exchange now. I'm just about to buy the pineapple to make sure that the price hasn't changed. At the highest price, it's still 263. so we're still good to go. I also bought a bunch of old school bonds. With the new map and the updated prayers, I feel like this is a good investment before it goes up to 14, 15, or maybe even 16 mil. But I'm actually gonna let this offer sit for a little bit, and I'll come back to you when they sell. Alright guys, I was actually just feeding my cows when I got the notification that everything sold, so we were able to sell off all of the pineapples. So let's go ahead to the price check and see how much money we've made. So for this method, we made 2 mil and 65k, so 2.06 mil. That's actually really good. I feel like this is still by far the best way to consistently maintain your bond, as there's so many places to do this, so you don't have to worry about competition. But that's going to be it for me in this video, guys. If you have your own moneymaker that you want to share, please share it in the comments. See you guys next time.